curious to understand more about why people commit crimes and the different responses and reactions of societies towards criminal behaviour. This curiosity is something I have in common with the viewers, and it led me to study a degree in criminology late in life. It's important to change the narrative surrounding crime, criminals, and the criminal justice system. A more transparent discussion about what works and what does not work is needed in order to reduce both the causes of crime and understand the effect criminality can have upon both the victims of crime and society as a whole. I would like to dedicate this book to my mum and dad, my sisters Belinda, Hazel and Joanne, and to Nancy, Jay and Rosie. My love is unconditional. Introduction. I've often heard people say that no experience is ever wasted. You know what I mean, that everything that happens to us helps to shape the person we become. My own circumstances made it difficult for me to believe that for a while. I endured 12 years in a maximum security prison for a crime I did not commit. I spent every grueling minute of it fighting to get my convictions overturned, which I eventually did. Was that experience wasted? The easy answer is yes. But without those very painful years, I would not have become an investigative journalist for BBC Panorama. I would not have been plunged knee-deep into danger interviewing a notorious drug lord in Afghanistan. I wouldn't have been chased down by armed Republicans in Northern Ireland, unsure of what they'd do if they caught me, but quite sure that I would not like it. I would not have been granted the opportunity to film 5 series of Inside the World's Toughest Prisons for Netflix. That experience gave my professional life new meaning. It became my job to give a voice to men who did not have one. These were just men, very troubled men, who found themselves in very dark places. Many had fully accepted the wrong that they had done and that they deserved to do time. But now they were made to exist with a live or die mentality, unsure each day as to whether they'd live to see the next, or if an impromptu riot might cause them to be decapitated in the night, their severed head serving as a football for their cellmates the following lunchtime. The murder of prisoners took place in prisons across Brazil, including Porto Velho Penitentiary, 2 weeks before I was locked in it to film the first episode of Inside the World's Toughest Prisons. My 12 years in prison meant that I was a lone champion of these men. Unlike many others, I could come from a place of empathy. These prisoners are people who made bad decisions in life and are paying the price for them, but they do not deserve to be dehumanized in the process. It's one thing to deprive a convicted criminal of time. It's quite another to render them defenseless in the face of the dangers posed in places like Porto Velho. It's my mission to use my profile and my privileged position as a journalist to ask those uncomfortable questions about what we want to be done in our name as a civilized society. I know only too well that the criminal justice system is incredibly complex, and the administration of justice doesn't always produce the right result. Around the world, some countries do far better than others, but the difference between those that get it right and those that don't remains vast. As you know by now, I'm no stranger to what happens when it goes wrong. This isn't the part where I convince you that I'm a saint. In school, I was disruptive and even got expelled. I grew up in southeast London, where it only took stepping out your front door to start going down the wrong path. I single-handedly made my way onto the fringes of serious criminality. I mixed and mingled with the wrong people. I witnessed violent acts and wasn't too shy about getting involved in them either. The world I entered was one of trust, loyalty, and making money. I was a criminal. I own that. There's no doubt that I was headed for trouble. But does trouble equate to being wrongly imprisoned for 12 years because of false accusations? For myself and the people I mixed with,